Good day and welcome. I'm Tony Ripley, a public speaker, entrepreneur, and teacher. And by whatever means you're viewing this video was designed for my Standing O public speaking students and my Create Club's entrepreneurship students. But if you're catching it on YouTube or by some other means, welcome. This video is a freebie and I'm glad that you're here. Today, I'm going to talk with you about the proper mindset for achieving goals. What do I mean by mindset? With mindset, I'm talking about your point of view when you approach a subject, especially when you encounter a subject for the first time. Your point of view when you approach a subject, especially when you get it for the first time. Let me tell you a story. I remembered when I moved to college. I brought with me 12 pairs of underwear and 10 pairs of socks. I walked on to the tryouts for the varsity soccer team and I made it. About 2 weeks into living on my own, I said to myself, if I don't learn to do laundry quick, I'm going to become the stinky kid. I wasn't going home until Thanksgiving, and my cleanest shirt was red. I got it on the first day with a free credit card. It was so itchy, so I wanted to wash it before I wore it. I grabbed a $10 roll of quarters and I walked across campus to the co-ed coin-operated laundry. I was a freshman in college, and I'd seen movies where the girls undress in the laundromat and throw everything into the washer but their underwear. So I dumped some cologne onto my stinky self, and I prayed that I'd meet the love of my life during the spin cycle. It wasn't happening. There was an old lady there, and she watched me nearly break the laundry machine by putting twice the amount of clothes that I should, and then wash it without soap. Before I put the money in, she walked over. You want some help, don't you? Yes, I do. She said to me, a pretty young lady was just in here, and she was looking for a man that knew how to do his own laundry, who could separate the light clothes from the dark, who knew the right temperature and detergent, and who didn't screw it up by throwing in a red shirt. And she says to me, you have to take your personal care seriously if you ever want the privilege of caring for someone else. I just received a laundry lesson from a female Dr. Phil. To this day, when I do my laundry or my wife's laundry or my family's laundry, I think about how I have to care for myself so that I can have the privilege of taking care of others. Now we're talking about mindsets. This little old Yoda gave me a new mindset about laundry. Do you know anybody who hates doing laundry? I don't hate doing laundry. Doing my laundry earns me the right to care for someone else. Listen, laundry is such a small thing. Can you imagine how vital it is to have the proper mindset about something really important, like setting and achieving your goals in life? We're talking about your future, your dreams, and your aspirations. How sad would it be if you gave up on your goals because you haven't developed the skill and the character attributes to achieve them? So why is this so vital when you're working on something for the first time? Because if you're not coached on how to do something well the first time, you'll expend energy in a lot of trial and error. It might affect your attitude, and you won't want to have this skill in the future. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you 5 mindsets that you need to adopt when goal setting. Now, this isn't SMART goals. A lot of people have been talking about SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T. SMART goals will only help you set goals, but it doesn't prepare you to actually achieve your goals that you set. Having the right mindset before you set your goals is going to give you an advantage for achieving the goals that you set. So I'm going to share with you 5 things that are vital for setting good goals and the mindset you need to have going into it. Number 1, I want you to only set a few goals at a time and commit to each one. One of my mentors, Kurt Hinkle, told a story about how he was on a goal-setting workshop in his Christian organization. Everyone was writing down their goals for their spiritual practices, for their careers, for their finances, for their relationships. And the list of the options for goals went on and on and on. His friend of his laughed at him because he had only 3 phrases written on a sheet of paper, which were his goals for the year. So Kurt said to him, "Well, how many goals do you have?" The guy replied, 27. Kurt said, "I only have 3 goals, but I'm going to accomplish all of mine. Only set a few goals at a time and commit to working at them until you complete them." That's lesson number 1. Number 2, goals have a firm time frame, but don't penalize yourself if you're done a little bit early or a little bit late. Now, you may be penalized by others if your goals don't meet their deadlines, but don't get discouraged if it takes you a year and a day to complete a year-long task. I have a friend who broke a company record for selling in a single quarter. Most people would stop at that time and bask in their glory. This young man was wise beyond his years. He had his own goal to accomplish in sales, and it took him an extra week to accomplish this goal. His trophies and sales plaques were waiting for him when he'd returned from his sales trip. So I asked him, "Wait a second, you broke the record. Why would you work an extra week?" He said, "Because everyone can be happy with me for what I've done, but I need to be happy with myself." Commit to your goals regardless of the time it takes you to complete them. Now, does it take some forethought and even some experience to be able to set proper goals? You bet. And we'll talk about crystallizing your goals in a future video to ensure that committing to your goals is a benefit to your life and doesn't ruin your life. The third essential key for completing your goals: let your goals evaluate and determine your habits and activities. When you think of goal setting, what is a better representation, a thermometer or a thermostat? A thermometer is what evaluates the temperature in a room, and a thermostat triggers the use of the energy for heating or air conditioning units that affect that temperature. So what is a better representation of goal setting, a thermometer or a thermostat? It's a trick question. You need both to keep the room at the desired temperature. And you need both an evaluation of your progress and the ability to adjust your efforts to accomplish your goals. What would happen to the temperature in the room if the thermometer broke? The room could get hot in the summer or cold in the winter, depending on where you live. What if the thermostat was broken? What if the heater got stuck in the on position, or if it didn't signal the heater to work at all? To accomplish your goals, you need both a thermometer and a thermostat. And it's important to have a mindset that you'll maintain these things. You're going to maintain an evaluation process and a throttle that's going to determine how much energy you put in to hitting your goals. In the next video, we'll talk about some how-tos for setting and achieving goals. This will include how to have regular check-ins on your progress and how to turn up or turn down these efforts, or to rest altogether to get the job done. The fourth critical mindset for setting your goals: manage your self-image regarding your goals. Now, if you haven't heard anything that I've said so far, pay attention to this. And you may have to listen to these statements a few times, because this might be new ideas, new ways of thinking. Sometimes people sabotage their goals because they're more committed to identifying with the purpose of having a goal than actually accomplishing it. Do you love working toward your goal? Do you want it really bad? You got to be careful. Ask yourself, is your identity more tied to the purpose of having this goal than completing it? If you're committed to completing this goal, you'll serve yourself better by repeatedly picturing its completion and feeling joy and satisfaction of completing the task as if it's already happened. This is going to motivate you to finish the task. If you find more purpose in the act of working on your goals versus seeing your goals accomplished, you may sabotage the destination to prolong the journey. Let me warn you about getting too excited about goals in the onset of a goal. Have you ever seen this? Someone sets a goal and then they tell the world about what they're going to do. The goal gives their life purpose and meaning, and working at it every day feels good for a while. Usually, people who fail at their goals aren't emotionally prepared for the feelings that they'll encounter. Worse, they aren't prepared for their mind wandering all over the place. They want to see themselves as bigger than themselves, but they don't expect themselves to be. They see themselves as small, wanting to be big. People whose identity is big enough or experienced enough to accomplish the goal at hand, they don't get excited about a goal. Goals don't fire them up, and goal setting shouldn't excite you. Goal setting is simply a way to organize your thoughts and emotions to align with the task at hand. Instead of wanting to be bigger by accomplishing your goals, you should see yourself as already big. You just need to overcome some obstacles before you reap the rewards of your bigness. In this case, you're not setting goals for what you want. You're setting your destiny and putting forth the work to get it done. Maybe your goal is a big goal, and it will require a lot of work for you to accomplish it. Then, begin with a clear picture of the version of you that accomplishes big goals. Imagine that it's natural for you to accomplish this goal. Finally, when thoughts come into your brain that aren't congruent with the person you need to be to accomplish your goal, because you've got a bigger picture of you, you can dismiss them. You see, that's why you think about the future onset of who you are and put your identity in who you are becoming. And you picture that as if it's there now, because then you can dismiss anything that's outside of those actions. Your goals help determine your self-image, your actions, and even your beliefs. Can I tell you something personal about me? When I'm focused on my shortcomings, even if it's on fixing my shortcomings, I'm not committed to the identity of the person who has succeeded in overcoming these issues. Every 7 years, the cells in our body are completely changed. Did you know that? At different times, of course. A kidney cell might, for example, die off and another one will replace it. A different time, a blood cell will die and another one will replace that. After 7 years, every cell in our body is new. But how sad is it that a self-image that doesn't serve us well will persist for a lifetime? So I'm going to give you your first nugget relating to your goals. Create an image in your mind's eye of yourself after you've finished the goal, and visualize that person often. Pay attention to the feeling you get when you imagine you, this future person. Rehearse this image every day. Then anything that comes up, a thought, an action, a belief, or even a feeling that's outside of this identity, let it go. Release those unhelpful thoughts and recognize them for what they are. Unhelpful. The fifth critical mindset to succeeding with your goals is expect to live with them and know that with anyone or anything that you live with, it will change you. I'm married up. We've been together for over 25 years. Being with her for 25 years has changed me. She's rubbed off on me and I've rubbed off on her. The scriptures say that when you commit to someone or something, you must die to yourself, or in other words, change. If you're really going to commit to a goal, it's going to change you. Let that be a part of your new identity, that your goals will change you and be okay with that change. Now that you fully get the gravity of setting goals, you're developing the mindset to achieve your goal. Take this mindset with you as you set goals. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe so that the algorithm gives you more free information about public speaking and running a business. Also, please leave a comment below and tell me if these 5 mindsets for goal setting are clear. Which one is the most helpful for you? If you have a question, I'll check the comments and point you to other resources for developing the right mindset to achieve your goals. Finally, if you're watching this video with the on-demand class, dive into the how-to video for setting goals. Be ready to sketch out your first draft of your goals by having a pen and paper with you or by using the accompanying documents with the module. Until next time, good luck.